And welcome back, everyone. This will be a short haul for some stuff that I received for Christmas, as well as just bought myself during all the holiday sales that happened at the end of the year. Happy New Year, by the way. I think this is the first video, or second video of the new year, I think, because I posted my Ecchi Expo video pretty late. Yes, I love everything in this pile, and I'm excited to show it. I'm going to start off with these art books because there's not much to say about them outside of this art is amazing. And I believe all of these were gifts from my friends. So the first one I have is Welcome to the Peculiar Antique Shop. That's the name of the actual art book. But it's for the art of Makura Kurama. It says so on the spine. And like always, I will make sure to put links to these products in the description because majority of this stuff you can find on Amazon. So I discovered this a little bit late, but I put it on my wish list and someone bought it for me, which is really nice. I just really enjoyed the mixture of very antique, scribbly style in the artwork. There's some manga pages in here. Obviously I can't read them, but the art was just so cool. I'm assuming this artist has a manga because they've been drawing a couple manga pages in here, but it's just very fantastical. I love the roughness of it and just really cool. Look at that. That's beautiful. So I'm really happy to have this, and I especially love the cover. Obviously it's the reason that made me interested in it. The next one I did not have on my wish list, but my friend bought for me. Back when it first released, we watched the Dark Crystal sequel series. And it was really good, and I'm honestly really sad that it was never continued. Netflix dropped it, but it was such a cool series, and apparently this is a graphic novel, the first of a series for that series. I'm not sure if it's a continuation of the Netflix series or if it's like a prequel or just a retelling in comic form of the movie, but the art is gorgeous. And I'm really excited to read it. If you've never heard of the Dark Crystal, I know puppets can be something that gives a lot of people the heebie-jeebies, and I understand why. But I would definitely encourage everyone to give it a shot because it's such a cool story. And for me, puppets are hit or miss, but I very much appreciate the artistry that went into this particular series. I think the Jim Henson team did such a great job with it, and really excited to read that. Then I have the Twisted Wonderland, the official art book. I do not play this game. I am familiar with it when it first came out. I knew of it, and I've known of it ever since. The main reason I wanted this is because the artwork in it is really nice. So even though I don't play the game, this is very much a Token Rambu situation where I am very attracted to the artwork. So I will be willing to purchase merchandise for it even though I don't play the game. And this is based on Disney, I believe, where all of the characters are based on pre-existing Disney characters. But it's like Harry Potter where they're divided up into different schools that represent different things. So like Octavanel, I think, is a reference to The Little Mermaid. And some of the characters are meant to represent the characters in the movies, such as these two, I think, are supposed to be Ursula's eels. I don't know any names. But Octavanel, honestly, was the main house that got me really interested into it. This guy, too, I think he's part of the underworld school or whatever. Again, I know nothing of the lore other than what I've briefly stumbled across while looking at the pretty artwork. Oh, no way, sketches! Love the sketches. And a large reason why I wanted this art book is because the artwork, that straight up just looks like Sebastian from Black Butler, which is perfect because the reason I primarily wanted this art book, and I really enjoy the art in this game, is because the artist for it is the Black Butler author. and I've always loved her art. Really enjoy all the character designs, and recently I remember Jack Skellington recently had an arc. They made a character based on Jack Skellington in the game in Japan. It released during Halloween and everyone was going crazy. I especially love the comparisons to Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen. The memes were great. So maybe when that arc releases in English, I'll pick up the game. But for now, I'm very happy to at least have the art book. I've been eyeing it for a while, but because I don't play the game itself, I never really purchased it. But now I'm glad I have it. I have one more art book. This is Bad Boy Illustrations. It's an anthology, so it has different artists, Japanese artists actually. This is the international print version, and I remember finding this in Kinokuniya, but the Japanese version, so I was very happy to see that they made an international version of it because the artwork in it was so cool. Look at all these boys. I love looking through these because I'm very interested in the coloring style from different Japanese artists. A lot of them are sketchy, a lot of them are more clean. I just like to see the variety for my own artwork, especially because I struggle with digital, so I like to see the different ways you could make color digitally. Oh, he's flicking people off. Yeah, like see this? It looks so blurry. I've always kind of liked that effect. It's not as sharp and it's very intentional. So next art book, it's got some extra pages here in the front, but for the most part, the content is what's nice about it. It does have a jacket, but not too crazy. All right, next we move on to the manga, and I'll get to the DVDs later. So I received volume 4 of The Summer Hikaru Died, and I finally read volume 3 because I've been holding off on that. So I'm excited to continue volume 4. This is a very cool series by Mokumoku-ren. And it's a horror series. It has some Boys Love elements. I think it was actually categorized as BL for a while there until the author said in an interview it's not intended to be BL. And the tag was eventually removed, which caused a little bit of controversy. But I'm reading this like I read Killing Stalking, essentially. It's a horror first, and whatever elements included in it, whether that be BL, romance, and all kinds of stuff, is after. I just really enjoy the story so far. It's very mysterious. I'm very curious as to what's going to happen. The art is really, really cool, especially the horror aspect of it. It's hard to say anything without spoiling it, but this is basically about a boy whose friend dies, but then he comes back not himself, very clearly possessed by something. And yeah, it's just very interesting. Would highly recommend. I think it's also getting an anime soon, so I'm really excited, really hoping they do the art justice. We also have Land of the Lustrous, Volume 12, which is the final volume by Haruko Ichikawa. I didn't want to flip through much to it to not spoil people, but no, this is not the final volume. There is a volume after this, so just FYI, I made a mistake. I'm happy to finally complete my series because I do have the other volumes, and I was reading this online as it released. We got one chapter a month, y'all. It was agony, and it's hard to explain how I felt at the end, but I'm happy at least Foss had some kind of happy ending, although I'm still very sour about it, of what happened to them. But love this series. It's very unique. The art is really cool. I kind of probably just spoiled something for y'all right there, but would highly recommend. I was really hoping we would get an announcement of another season of the anime once it finished, but I'm not seeing anything, so it's a real shame because the series and the way that they animated it, even though it was CG, it was very beautiful and I loved it. But I'm at least happy to own the final volume. And then I have The Splendid Work of a Monster Maid. I haven't read the previous volumes that I own outside of 1 or 2, but I have enjoyed what I liked so far. It's kind of this monster of the week, detectives solving cases type of story about these different maid girls who all have their unique qualities, because I think the main girl is part cat. She's like a cat girl who has cat ears, and their contract with this one gentleman who sets them out on two different cases to solve the supernatural problems of the townsfolk or the people in their country. But yeah, I love the artwork. It's really cute. I love all the girls so far. The characters are really fun, and yeah, I've just been enjoying it. It's a nice fun read, and I love all the Halloween aesthetic parts of it, obviously. Now for the anime, I have 4 DVDs. I actually have 2 more on the way, but I'm not going to wait for them to arrive. Sentai always has amazing year-end sales, and even their summer sales are pretty good. I don't know why they sell their anime so cheap compared to other licensing companies. Like, even Funimation wasn't as cheap as how cheap they put some of their DVDs and Blu-rays at. But I'm very happy to complete, well, not complete, I think Chihaya Fudo still has season 4 that they haven't put on sale yet, and then there is I want to say there's a season 5 that I haven't seen. But I love Chihaya Fudo. It's one of my favorite series. I watched it when it was airing, so I was there for season 1, first episode, and I had been following it ever since, with the exception of the most recent season, just because I haven't gotten around to it. But it's beautifully animated. I love the story and the progression of the character arcs. If you've never heard of this, I would highly recommend it if you like sports anime, because technically I think it does count as a sports anime. It's about this main girl, Chihaya, who becomes obsessed with this card game called Karuta. And the way that you play it is you memorize 100 poems, basically. Set them in an order of your choosing on the floor, and then a host will read them out in a random order, and it's your job to collect them from the floor as faster than your opponent. So it's very competitive. I've seen clips of this being played in real life, and they're crazy good. They're just as fast as how the anime portrays them, and it's really funny. But yeah, it's just a really good series. I love it. And like I said, it's beautifully animated, so I'm very excited to finally have season 2 and 3 on Blu-ray. I only paid $10 for them, thanks for the sale. Highly recommend getting them while you can, because I think these do go out of print. And with Sentai, I'm not sure how often they republish things. I don't know if they renew licenses once they lose them. And a lot of stuff recently has been going out of print, so I'm getting what I can now. Next, I have Twittering Birds Never Fly, which is a yaoi boys love anime based on the manga, which I was reading for a couple of years, and then I kind of just lost track of what chapter I was on. So I just haven't gone back to it to pick up where I left off. But I went ahead and picked this up because, with 10 Count and the Yuri on Ice movies being canceled, I'm really paranoid about boys love series, so I went ahead and picked this up. I was really hoping to wait until the trilogy finished, but at this point, who knows if they're even gonna make the second and third movies, because this was supposed to be a movie trilogy. So yeah, I went ahead and picked it up. I think it was also around $10. But it's really good if you're willing and you're interested in BL manga. The manga was really good, and it has the mafia trope, but pretty well done. I'm not going to say much of the plot because it's pretty explicit, but yeah, I just really like the dynamic between the two male leads, and obviously the art was gorgeous, so I'm excited to watch this. I haven't actually watched it online or anything, so this will be my first time. And then finally, I bought Evangelion 3.0 plus whatever that, Thrice Upon a Time. I do have the other movies, and I needed to finish off my collection. I wish I could have seen this in theaters. I don't think they ever released it in theaters. Or did they? They may have, and I'm just forgetting that I went to go see it. Or I didn't go see it. I'm not sure, honestly. Because I think it released during COVID. I was decently satisfied with the ending. I'm not going to explain Evangelion because it's all over the place, but it's pretty famous, so if you haven't heard of it by now. These movies are pretty well animated, and although the plot is a bit convoluted, I was satisfied with the ending. Unlike a lot of people, I am a Shinji supporter, so that should tell you something. These discs are quite underwhelming. I wish they had put some kind of art. There was a special edition Blu-ray, but for $10 more, I don't think it was that worth it. I'm fine with just having the standard Blu-ray. So yes, this ends the series of the reboot movies that were created back a couple years back. So if you need to finish off your series, go ahead and do it now. I did get this off of Amazon, so I didn't get a sale on that, so I paid full price. So yeah, that's pretty much everything that I purchased and that I received also. So that's it for my manga haul. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And if you're interested in any of these products, I will link everything in the description like I always do. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all in my next video.